During the past several years, the Pathfinder Foundation has done considerable work on the Indian Ocean.
I would like to join Ambassador Gunathilake in welcoming you all to the Pathfinder Foundation Indian Ocean Security Conference. And I'm particularly happy to see the number and the high level of participants in the conference. I believe that well over 100 participants from business, think tanks, government, diplomatic missions, academia have registered.
Seaborne trade has been an engine for inclusive and sustainable growth. Maritime connectivity is the key to substantive economic development for many nations.
The Indian Ocean's geostrategic importance is clear. It is a vital lifeline for the world's trade, with major sea lanes that carry half of the world's container ships, a third of the world's bulk cargo traffic, and 2/3 of the world's oil shipments.
A free and open Indo-Pacific, whose acronym is FOIP, F-O-I-P, that the government of Japan envisages and promotes, is a vision that upholds the Indo-Pacific oceans to be global commons or international public goods, which would benefit all the countries, littoral and non-littoral alike.
The notion of an Indian Ocean as a zone of peace, that reference was made. The question of great power rivalries, the question of how to manage this situation. And many of those themes, really what we raised today, are somehow baked into the framework of how we debate the Indian Ocean.
Everything around us seems to suggest that the world is in another period of historical transition.
There will be new global United States-China bipolarity to divide the world. The strengthening of confrontation, the United States-China relations, can rather turn into what could be called a non-polar situation, when neither the United States nor China simply have enough strength to become the dominant players, either separately or in tandem.
And notably, the Pentagon report emphasized that the Indo-Pacific is the US Department of Defense's priority theater.
This is not simply a European problem, this is a quite universal problem. And the question here is not whether this country or this country is done it rightly or wrongly. The question is, what are the conditions for connectivity to bring about sustainable development in a meaningful way?
My basic argument is that connectivity, just like trade relationships and economic interdependence, is a source of power, which states use not only for influence, but for coercion.
In the Indian Ocean, the littoral development is primary. It was President Mandela, if many of you followed the IORA discussion groups, it was President Mandela during his state visit to India in 1995 that highlighted the need for socio-economic development within the Indian Ocean.
This century which we are living in, security has to be, we have to have a free and a fair and a secure Indian Ocean to make sure our countries around the littorals of the IORA region prosper without having serious confrontation among global powers.
But I think you can expect President-elect Biden to take some early foreign policy steps. I think you can expect early outreach to our key allies and friends.
As for China, China's policy towards South Asia and the Indian Ocean region is consistent and continuous. China's policy towards the countries in the region is based on the friendship that has been formed between China and the countries in the region in the long time of struggle against imperialism and colonialism.
At the same time, so we have to cooperate with China, but at the same time, the rapid rise of China poses challenge to us. So in a way, we have to, while cooperating with China, we have to compete with China. So that's what we are doing and trying to find a good balance between those two.
With the Indian Ocean becoming a much more complex and multipolar environment than probably at any time in its history, middle powers are likely to play a much more important role in the balance of power than they ever have before.
Our principal objective needs to be coexistence. Stable coexistence among great powers and stable coexistence on terms that are acceptable to the interests and values of the middle players and the smaller countries, I think should be the objective.
We also understand the threats we all face on the high seas of the Indian Ocean. These impact us all, and partnerships, cooperation, and shared information and resources in the maritime space is imperative to our collective prosperity and security.
The spread of COVID-19 has triggered a dramatic change in our world. As a result, the power balance change, ideological division, both seem to have accelerated.